This is the the vertebral artery. This you see coming from here. This is vertebral artery. This is internal carotid artery. You see vertebral artery is passing through the transverse process foramen of the atlas and then passes through the foramen magnum and comes over here. Here is medulla oblongata module, so it is present in front of the medulla oblongata. And then it is joining to form the basilar artery. This basilar artery is present in front of the pons. This means here is the pons. My finger is pons. Here is medulla oblongata. So this is in front of the pons. This is the two terminal branches of the basilar artery, the posterior cerebral artery. The basilar artery is finally divides into two posterior cerebral arteries.
And posterior communicating.
Posterior communicating is a branch of internal carotid artery. You see the difference in color.
Yeah, that's right.
Show the color difference.
Yes.
Can you identify this? See why this is different color, this is different color. This is vertebral system, this is internal carotid system.
Yes.
This one is the anterior cerebral artery.
Yes.
This is middle cerebral artery. This one.
Anterior communication.
This is anterior cerebral artery.
Anterior communication.
This is anterior communicating artery of the two sides, joining them together. This is middle cerebral artery. This is ophthalmic artery. Tube going through the optic foramen. So there are 5 branches of the internal carotid artery. Once the internal carotid artery comes out from here, 5: middle cerebral artery, anterior cerebral artery, the ophthalmic artery, posterior communicating artery, and one is not shown over here. This is choroidal arteries. Anterior choroidal artery goes to supply the choroid plexus. Choroid plexus of the lateral ventricle and third ventricle. Anterior choroidal arteries.
Choroid of
This posterior cerebral artery, which is the branch of the basilar artery, it also gives choroidal arteries, which is known as posterior choroidal artery.
Doctor.
So posterior choroidal artery we have, anterior choroidal artery we have.
Where is posterior?
Where, doctor? What does it supply?
They supply the choroid plexuses of the ventricle.
This is
Ventricle. Anterior choroid arteries supply the lateral ventricle and third ventricle. Posterior choroidal arteries supply the choroid plexus of the fourth ventricle.
Anterior meningeal artery and posterior meningeal artery. From the middle meningeal artery?
Yes, they are the middle meninges. They have nothing to do with the brain supply. So this is how, these are the branches which are coming from the basilar artery. So this branch, this is the terminal branch, is known as posterior cerebral artery. But just below the posterior cerebral artery we have got superior cerebellar artery. Superior cerebellar artery.
and the pons, doctor.
Or cerebellum. And then we have got the pontine branches.
They are not shown.
And then, yes, smaller branches. Then one branch which is going from here and goes into this internal acoustic meatus along with the 7th cranial nerve and the 8th cranial nerve is the labyrinthine artery. Branch of the basilar artery which goes in the internal acoustic meatus. From here comes out and goes in the internal acoustic meatus. This one is the labyrinthine artery. It is a branch of basilar artery. Yeah. Along with the facial nerve and the vestibulocochlear nerve goes in the internal acoustic meatus. This is the labyrinthine artery. Other artery in the lower portion, in the beginning of the basilar artery, it gives anterior, inferior cerebellar artery.
And posterior also.
Posterior is branch of vertebral artery. Posterior inferior cerebellar artery is the branch of vertebral artery. Then it gives anterior spinal arteries and posterior spinal arteries, the vertebral arteries, which pass through the foramen magnum to supply the spinal cord. So this structure is known as the circle of Willis.
Yes,
This whole structure, this is made by the posterior cerebral artery, posterior communicating artery, the middle cerebral artery, the anterior cerebral artery, the anterior communicating artery. Of both sides they join together to form the circle of Willis. Sure, this is circular.
دكتور, what is this one? This nerves?
The motor of
لا هذه كلها لا trachea.
trochlea.
Trachea.
Can you explain the nerves, doctor?
These are the nerves, cranial nerves. This is the trigeminal nerve. These are the 3 nerves. This third cranial, fourth, sixth cranial
Yes,
nerve.
entering the
Entering the
superior
superior
fissure.